Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to WatchYouWant.com. Thanks for logging on. Today we have a special in the house. If you're a fan of motorsports, then get ready for Grand Prix Japanese style. This is the F1 Suzuka Special Edition of the Hublot Big Bang King Power Chronograph. An edition of only 250 pieces. We've got one. Now this watch was originally introduced just before the 2011 Suzuka Grand Prix. This is critical because Suzuka is always one of the most celebrated stops on the F1 circus calendar every year. It's one of the fastest, most dangerous, most regarded tracks on the entire circuit. What Spa was during the 60s, what the Nürburgring was during the 1930s, Suzuka is today. Again, fearsomely fast. People have bled and died there. It is no joke, and it is, despite the danger, revered by drivers and fans alike. So to celebrate that circuit, made famous by F1 and PlayStation alike, Hublot and the Suzuka circuit and the F1 authorities jointly released this watch to commemorate Japan's most fearsome and beloved motor racing circuit. And this watch is a feast for the automotive fan. Starting with the bezel, which is composed of ceramic, you can see that it's cross-drilled like a F1 carbon ceramic brake rotor, and with the glare from the light right here, I'm really playing it up for once the iPhone's working to my advantage. You can see that pattern, and it's very striking in person, just as it is in the video. Moreover, just like a slotted double sandwich F1 brake rotor, you see that pattern on the periphery of the bezel. Again, a tribute to motorsports, redolent of F1 technology. A chronograph integrated into the Big Bang King Power is the ultimate motorsports complication. You start that up, this one operates crisp and fluid. You get that tactile feel that you want in a high-end chronograph. Just a rifle bolt click when you start it, again when you stop it, and a complete rapid reset. This watch is in outstanding functional condition, and it presents as new. And it should, because in addition to that ceramic bezel, it has a zirconium-coated case, so it's very tough and very scratch-resistant. This watch was originally purchased in August of 2012, and it's held up beautifully. Everything from the case to the bezel to the Nomex rubber composite strap, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that. Presents as excellent in person. Let's talk a little bit about Nomex, because while this watch has motorsports imagery throughout, it also has motorsports material. Now the ceramic you know, but Nomex is what's used to create the driver's suits for all motorsports, from monster trucks to Formula One. It's a fireproof material, very soft, very flame resistant, and it can resist minutes of cook-off while safety crews try to pull a driver out of a flaming car. It's a fantastic addition to this watch, very subtle because you wouldn't know it at first sight, but that's just the extent that Hublot designers went to make sure that this watch was through and through a special edition, not just a limited edition. Now the color scheme is emblematic of Japanese motorsports and national imagery, with the colors of the rising sun flag, black and white, blazoned throughout the watch from the strap to the dial. This is a very cohesive design and surprisingly subtle for an Hublot limited edition. It's not garish, it's more elegant than anything else, and the case back is an elegant statement of tribute to the Suzuka circuit. Suzuka, open since 1962, is owned by the Honda Motor Company, so it's always been maintained as something of a shrine to the Japanese automobile, starting with the first scooters in the 1950s to the first cars in the late 50s, early 60s, to the days of Japanese motors dominating the Grand Prix in the late 80s. Suzuka has been a showcase for Japan's best and the world's best through the traveling F1 circus, as I like to call it. Now Danny, our intern here for the week, he's going to be helping me out with this review. Danny, say hi.
Hey guys.
That's Danny. He's a true F1 sports fan. He is a true watch aficionado. He really knows his stuff, and I'm happy to have his help here. Danny, why don't you hold this watch just so it doesn't quite glare as much? I've been getting complaints about how these things are shining back at the camera when I do the videos. Now, I'd just like to emphasize that this dial has a tremendous amount of depth. Not only is it complex by virtue of having a jump date and a chronograph integrated, but it's fully skeletonized with several layers. Starting with the hands, jumping down from the hands to the first layer of the indexes, from the indexes to the base dial, and from the base dial through that skeletonized face to the main plate of the watch movement itself. There's a lot going on here, and it's like looking into an engine. You feel like you're gazing through layers of machinery. There are also some nice highlights, and I'm not sure if it plays as well on camera, but right here, you can see at 4:30 there's actually a jump date window, and it's a sapphire disc that rotates around the periphery of this inner dial, And rather than have any kind of color in its own right, it has printed black numerals. And as the sapphire disc rotates into this position at 4:30, the numerals rotate over a light-colored backing plate that allows you to see the date. This watch is very thoughtfully designed, and I'd have to say, if you were to own just one definitive Hublot Special Edition, the Suzuka would be an outstanding choice. Thanks so much, Danny. Now, I just want to emphasize that this watch is complete with all original paperwork from Hublot. If you were to buy this watch at an Hublot boutique in Japan, in Tokyo, in late 2011, everything you would have received with it is included with this Hublot Big Bang King Power F1 Suzuka Special Edition Chronograph. One of only 250, they're scattered to the four corners of the globe. You're not going to see one every day because collectors of F1 and Hublot memorabilia are global, and in this case, both of them are after the same watch. So check out this Hublot Big Bang King Power Suzuka Special Edition watch on our website, watchyouwant.com. We are the world's foremost authority in luxury pre-owned watches. I'm confident that if you're a motorsports fan and you're into Hublot, and you got the wrist to pull this off, let me just emphasize, 6 1/3 inch wrist, 16 centimeters, for those of you out there who I know were waiting for this. But I'm confident that if you're into both F1 and Hublot, this could be the watch you want.